good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. Is Kanye the president that we need right now? I mean, right now the country is in a whole mess, right? It's upside down. And here he is, fighting, ready to say, like people say, oh, he's crazy, he's delusional, he's whatever name calling that he's getting, but they're saying it, right? And it seems so, for sure. However, what if he is actually serious to bring change? Anyway, check this out. Check this out for a moment.
But first tonight, Kanye West, as you know, spoke at the White House yesterday. He drew a huge amount of news coverage for what he said. Commentators generally were not impressed. Many of them dismissed the whole thing as a sideshow, and in some ways they were right about that. West made a number of interesting points, but in the end, he's just an entertainer. Donald Trump was there too. He is the president of the United States. He's the most powerful man in the world. And yet also, like the rest of us, ultimately he's just passing through. There will be other presidents. The question we should care about is bigger than two people, any two people. This is the most important question. Is America still a free country? Can people openly express their beliefs in public? Are they still allowed to say what they think is true without being punished for it? That's what matters most. It matters far more than any single politician or rapper or midterm election. And by that standard, the one that matters, what happened yesterday at the White House tells us a lot about America right now, much of it ominous. In case you missed it, here's part of what Kanye West said yesterday.
People expect that if you're black, you have to be Democrat. I've had conversations that basically said that welfare is the reason why a lot of black people end up being Democrat. They say, first of all, it's a limit to amount of jobs. So the fathers lose the jobs, and they say, we'll give you more money for having more kids in your home.
So to sum up, Kanye West says that liberal social programs have undermined the black family. He notes that African Americans face enormous pressure not to support Republicans. And he suggests that the Democratic Party often displays undisguised contempt for men and for masculinity. When you think about it, these are not especially controversial statements. They are all obviously true. For one thing, anyone who pays any attention at all already knows that. What West said is so hard to rebut factually that nobody even tried to do that. Instead, they attacked him as a person. They attacked his decency and his mental condition. Now, if that sounds familiar, it's because this is now a universal tactic on the left. They don't want to argue with you. They want to denounce you. Watch Don Lemon over at CNN deliver his deep critique of President Trump's domestic program.
Why doesn't President Trump condemn racism? His own words and actions tell you why. He's a racist. But let me not mince words here. This president traffics in racism. Roseanne's tweet was straight up racist, yet the president failed to condemn it. Why? Because he can't. Because his own words and actions are racist too. And we have to stop pretending that this president has nothing to do with it, that he's not emboldening racist and racism.
The best thing about this style of argument is you don't actually have to learn anything, master any details, because facts are irrelevant. What you're saying is, my opponents are bad people. You must ignore them. So it wasn't obvious, though, how the left was going to pull any of this off with Kanye West. At first, they attacked him as crazy, but that didn't really make sense. If you think that Kanye West is mentally ill, why are you attacking him for that? And, of course, you can't really call Kanye West racist because he's black. But then Don Lemon cracked the code. You must ignore Kanye West, Lemon explained to the rest of us, because Kanye West is a traitor to his race. Watch this.
What I saw was a minstrel show today. Him in front of all of these white people, mostly white people, embarrassing himself and embarrassing Americans, but mostly African Americans. And now all of a sudden, he is the person who represents the African American community. He doesn't. This was an embarrassment. Kanye's mother is rolling over in her grave.
There you go. According to Don Lemon, Kanye West's skin color means that he is required to behave in a very specific way. If he chooses to behave in any other way, he should be punished. Because according to Don Lemon, Kanye West's race is his destiny. It defines everything about him. People used to talk like this 50 years ago as they defended racial segregation in the American South. What a surprise to learn they are still talking that way, but this time it's on CNN. Michael Eric Dyson went even further, though, than Don Lemon. For the crime of being friendly with a politician he doesn't like, he says that Kanye West is actually, despite all obvious appearances, a practicing white supremacist. Watch this.
This is time for us to say, Kanye, we as African-American people cannot stand idly by while you give cover to a man who is proved to be a white supremacist. This is white supremacy by ventriloquism. A black mouth is moving, but white racist ideals are flowing from Kanye West's mouth.
Keep in mind, they're calling Kanye West the crazy one. But of course they don't mean it. They wouldn't be so angry at him if they did mean it. The real fear is that Kanye West isn't crazy at all, and that you might listen to him. This isn't about Kanye West or even about Donald Trump. It's about power. Most things are. Suddenly, a small number of ideological gatekeepers basically control what everybody else in this country is allowed to say and think. These people work at Google, and CNN, in the U.S. Senate, maybe even down the hall from your office in the corporate sensitivity department. They're enjoying the power they have because people always enjoy having power. But they're worried because they can know they can only maintain this system, the one they benefit from, through fear and lying. If enough people to decide to ignore their rules and think for themselves, it's over. They have no more power. A whole country of people saying what they think is true. That's their nightmare. That's what they fear the most. It could all start, by the way, with a single person, I don't know, a rapper speaking stream of consciousness one afternoon in the Oval Office. And from there, who knows where it could go? Other people might stop hiding their unapproved opinions. It's a terrifying prospect to them. Free speech is like a virus. Better to stop it while you can. Don Lemon is no genius, but he understands that.
Now, if Kanye West was just whatever, no one would really care. But obviously, he is somebody and he's something because of the attack that he's getting. I mean, you just saw it, you just heard it, being personally attacked. So anyway, again, it's just my thought. Like, before we jump and say, well, he's crazy, he's mental, he's whatever else, let's just give him a chance to hear what he has to say from a pure place, from our own hearts. Hey, he might, talk some sense. He might be what we need. He might be the person, the voice that we've all had inside ourselves, but we don't have the courage to say it, to express it. So he's stepping up to do something. Like most of us, we might have a thought, we might have an idea, we might have something, but don't have the voice, don't have the courage, don't have the strength to just get up and do it. So the fact that he's doing it is something. But again, it's just my thought. So what are your thoughts? Let's brainstorm. Let's see. Let's talk about this. All right. Anyway, one love, big hugs, and until next time, peace already.